The billionaire who promised to take humanity to Mars had forgotten someone much closer to home. When Detective Sarah Chen called Elon Musk that rainy Tuesday night, she never expected the world's most famous entrepreneur to break down crying on the phone. But the news she delivered would change everything he thought he knew about success, family, and the real meaning of reaching for the stars. Maya had been living under a freeway bridge for months. The same girl who once painted galaxies on her bedroom walls was now sketching rockets on cardboard, still believing her brother would come for her. What Detective Chen didn't know, what no one knew, was the devastating secret Maya had been carrying since 2019. A secret that would explain why she'd shown up at SpaceX that night, desperate and broken, only to be turned away by the brother she'd once defended against playground bullies. This isn't just a story about homelessness or addiction. It's about two children who once shared impossible dreams under African stars, and how success nearly destroyed the very bond that made those dreams worth pursuing. What Elon did next didn't just save Maya's life. It reminded the world that the most important rockets aren't the ones that carry us to distant planets. They're the ones that bring us home to the people we love. The rain hit the windows of the SpaceX building like tiny rockets. Each drop made a small sound against the glass. Elon Musk sat at his big desk on the top floor. Papers covered every inch of the surface. Pictures of Mars filled his computer screen. It was Tuesday night in Austin, Texas. Most people had gone home hours ago, but Elon was still working. He always worked late. Sleep was for people who didn't want to reach the stars. His phone buzzed. The screen showed a number he didn't know. It started with 213. That was Los Angeles. Elon almost didn't answer. He got hundreds of calls from people he didn't know. Most of them wanted money or meetings he didn't have time for, but something made him pick up the phone. Hello? His voice was tired. Mr. Musk? This is Detective Sarah Chen with the Los Angeles Police Department. Elon's hand stopped moving his pen. Police calls were never good news. His heart started beating faster. Yes, this is Elon Musk. Is everything okay? I'm calling about your sister, Maya Musk Richardson. The pen fell from Elon's hand. It hit the floor with a small click. Maya. He hadn't heard that name in 5 years. Not since their big fight. Not since she walked out of his life forever. Maya wasn't his real sister. She was his stepsister. When Elon was 15, his mother May married Maya's father. Maya was only 10 then. She came into their house like a small tornado of art supplies. And big dreams. Is she okay? Elon's voice came out as a whisper. Detective Chen was quiet for a moment. She's alive, Mr. Musk, but she's not well. Elon stood up so fast his chair rolled backward. What happened? Where is she? We found her this morning living under the 405 freeway. She's been homeless for several months, maybe longer. The words hit Elon like a punch to the stomach. Maya living on the streets? Maya, who used to paint beautiful pictures of galaxies? Maya, who always believed he could really reach Mars. That's impossible, Elon said. Maya is smart. She's talented. Mr. Musk, your sister has been struggling with addiction and mental health issues. She's been evicted from 3 different shelters in the past month. Each time she asks, "For you," Elon felt dizzy. He sat back down in his chair. She asks for me? Every time we pick her up, she says the same thing. Please call my brother Elon. He'll help me. He always helps people reach for impossible things. Tears started to form in Elon's eyes. He remembered Maya saying those exact words when they were kids. She used to tell everyone that her big brother would take people to Mars someday. She believed in him before anyone else did. "Where is she now?" Elon asked. "LA General Hospital. She has pneumonia from living outside. She's very sick, Mr. Musk. The doctors say she needs family support to get better." Elon looked at his computer screen. The Mars mission plan stared back at him. Tomorrow, he had 5 important meetings. Next week, he had to launch a new rocket. His calendar was full for the next 3 months. But Maya was sick. Maya was alone. Maya was asking for him. "I need her room number," Elon said. "I'm coming to Los Angeles tonight." "Mr. Musk, visiting hours end at—" "I don't care about visiting hours. Maya is my sister. Give me her room number." Detective Chen was quiet again. Then she said, "Room 314, Mr. Musk? She's been carrying this around." "What?" "A drawing. It's old and torn. It shows 2 kids looking up at the stars. At the bottom, it says, 'Elon and Maya's Mars Dream.'" Elon closed his eyes. He remembered that drawing. Maya made it when she was 12. She gave it to him before he left South Africa for college. He thought he had lost it years ago. "She's kept it all this time?" Elon asked. "It's the only thing she owns, Mr. Musk. That drawing, and the clothes on her back." After Detective Chen hung up, Elon sat in his chair for a long time. The rain kept hitting the windows. Mars looked back at him from the computer screen, but all he could think about was Maya. Maya, who used to sneak into his room to look at his space books. Maya, who drew pictures of rockets before she could even spell astronaut. Maya, who cried when the other kids made fun of his big dreams. Maya, who he had pushed away 5 years ago. Maya, who he told to leave him alone. Maya, who he said was too much trouble for his important work. Elon picked up his phone and called his assistant. "Cancel everything for tomorrow," he said. "Cancel everything for the rest of the week." "But Mr. Musk, you have the board meeting and the rocket test. And cancel it all, Jennifer. I have to go to Los Angeles. I have to see my sister." "Your sister? I didn't know you had a sister." Elon looked out the window at the rain. "I almost forgot I had one too." He grabbed his jacket and headed for the door. His private jet could be ready in 30 minutes. He could be in Los Angeles before midnight. As he walked through the empty SpaceX hallway, Elon's footsteps echoed off the walls. Pictures of rockets and space missions lined the walls. Everything he had worked for, everything he had built. But none of it mattered now. The only thing that mattered was getting to room 314 at LA General Hospital. The only thing that mattered was seeing Maya again. His phone buzzed with a text from his pilot. "Jet ready for takeoff." "Where are we going?" Elon typed back. "Los Angeles, and hurry." Outside, the rain was getting heavier. But Elon didn't care. He was going to see his sister. After 5 long years, he was finally going home to family. He just hoped it wasn't too late. As his car pulled away from the SpaceX building, Elon remembered something Maya used to say when they were kids. She would look up at the stars and whisper, "No matter how far apart we are, we're always under the same sky." Tonight, for the first time in 5 years, they would be under the same sky again. Tonight, Elon was going to bring his sister home. The plane lifted off into the stormy Texas sky. Below, the lights of Austin grew smaller and smaller. Ahead, Los Angeles waited in the darkness. In his pocket, Elon's phone buzzed again. It was Detective Chen. "Mr. Musk? I forgot to mention something. Your sister keeps asking about a promise. She says you made her a promise about Mars. Do you know what she means? Elon stared out the airplane window at the stars. Somewhere up there was Mars, the red planet he had spent his whole life trying to reach. But right now, the only place he wanted to be was room 314. Yes, he told Detective Chen. I know exactly what she means. The phone call had changed everything. The boy who wanted to reach Mars was about to remember that some journeys are more important than others. Some journeys lead you home. Pretoria, South Africa, 1995. The doorbell rang 3 times before anyone answered. 10-year-old Maya Richardson stood on the front steps holding a small suitcase and a box of art supplies. Her mom, Linda, stood next to her with nervous hands. "Remember what we talked about?" Linda whispered. "This is your new family now. Be good for them." The door opened. A tall woman with kind eyes smiled at them. This was May Musk. Maya's mom was marrying May's ex-husband, Errol. It was all very confusing for a 10-year-old. "You must be Maya," May said. "Come in, sweetheart. The boys are in the living room." Maya walked into the house slowly. Everything was neat and clean. Books were everywhere. Science books, computer books, books about space. In the living room, she saw 2 boys. The younger one, Kimball, was playing with toy cars. The older boy sat at a computer. His fingers moved, fast on the keyboard. He didn't look up when Maya walked in. "Elon," Maya called. "Come meet your new sister." The boy at the computer turned around. He had messy hair and serious eyes. He looked at Maya for a moment, then back at his computer. "Hi," he said without smiling. Maya set down her suitcase. She opened her box of art supplies and pulled out a drawing pad. Without saying anything, she started to draw. Elon kept typing. Maya kept drawing. Neither one talked. After an hour, Maya walked over to Elon's desk. She put her drawing next to his computer. It was a picture of a boy sitting at a computer, but in the drawing, the computer screen showed rockets and stars. "What's this?" Elon asked. "It's you," Maya said. "But I drew what you're really thinking about." Elon looked at the drawing more carefully. The boy in the picture looked just like him. The rockets on the computer screen looked real. The stars were perfectly drawn. "How did you know I was thinking about space?" Elon asked. Maya pointed to his computer screen. "You keep looking at pictures of Mars when you think no one is watching." For the first time, Elon smiled. That night, Maya couldn't sleep in her new room. Everything felt strange. The bed was different. The sounds were different. She missed her old house. She got up and walked to the window. Outside, the African sky was full of stars. Maya had always loved looking at stars. They made her feel less alone. "Can't sleep either." Maya turned around. Elon stood in her doorway wearing pajamas. "The stars are really bright here," Maya said. "Want to see something cool?" Elon asked. He led her outside to the backyard. They lay down on the grass and looked up at the sky. "See that red dot?" Elon pointed. "That's Mars." "It's so far away," Maya whispered. "Not forever," Elon said. "Someday, people will live there. Someday, I'm going to help them get there." Maya rolled over to look at her new brother. "Really? You want to go to Mars?" "More than anything," Elon said. "Most people think it's impossible. But impossible things are just things that haven't happened yet." Maya smiled. "I like that. Can I draw you a picture of Mars?" "You'd do that?" "I love drawing space stuff. My teacher says I'm really good at it." From that night on, Maya and Elon became best friends. Every evening, They would lie in the backyard and talk about space. Elon would tell Maya about rockets and planets. Maya would draw pictures of everything he described. Maya drew pictures of rocket ships landing on Mars. She drew pictures of space stations floating around Earth. She drew pictures of astronauts walking on the moon, but her favorite drawing was of two kids looking up at the stars. At the bottom, she wrote, "Elon and Maya's Mars Dream." At school, things were harder for both of them. The other kids made fun of Elon for being different. He was too smart, too serious, too focused on his computers and books. One day, Maya found Elon sitting alone at lunch. His eye was black and his lip was cut. "What happened?" Maya asked. "Some older kids," Elon said. "They said I was weird for wanting to go to Mars. They said I should focus on normal things." Maya sat down next to him. "They're just jealous because they don't have big dreams like you." "Maybe they're right," Elon said. "Maybe I am too weird." Maya grabbed his arm. "No, you're not. You're going to change the world, Elon. I know it." The next day at school, the same boys started picking on Elon's again. But this time, Maya was there. "Leave him alone," she yelled. "What's the little girl going to do?" One of the boys laughed. Maya stepped in front of Elon. "My brother is going to Mars someday. And when he does, everyone will remember your names as the stupid kids who tried to stop him." The boys laughed, but they left Elon alone. That afternoon, Elon and Maya walked home together. "You didn't have to do that," Elon said. "Yes, I did. You're my brother. Brothers and sisters stick together." "We're not really brother and sister," Elon said quietly. Maya stopped walking. "We pick the same stars to wish on. We dream about the same planets. We stick up for each other. That makes us real family." Elon smiled. It was the biggest smile Maya had ever seen from him. As they got older, their bond grew stronger. Maya's drawings got better and better. She started painting detailed pictures of space scenes. Elon would give her ideas, and she would bring them to life with her art. "One day, I want to work for NASA," Maya told Elon when she was 13. "I want to create the pictures that show people how beautiful space can be." "You will," Elon said, "and I'll build the rockets that take the astronauts there." But life at home was getting harder. Their father, Errol, was mean and demanding. He yelled at Elon for spending too much time on computers. He told Maya that art was a waste of time. "You kids need to focus on real jobs," Errol would say. "Space dreams don't pay the bills." Maya and Elon would escape to their backyard and look at the stars. It was their safe place, their dream place. "When I'm older, I'm leaving South Africa," Elon told Maya one night. "I'm going to America. That's where the real space companies are." Maya felt scared. "What about me?" "You'll come too," Elon said. "We'll work together. You'll paint the pictures, and I'll build the rockets." "Promise?" Maya asked. "Promise," Elon said. They were 17 and 12 then. They thought promises lasted forever. They thought dreams were simple. They thought family always stayed together. Maya kept drawing. Elon kept studying. Both of them kept looking at the stars. But life was about to get much more complicated. Growing up meant making hard choices. It meant leaving some people behind. Maya didn't know it yet, but the boy who promised to take her with him to chase their space dreams was about to leave for college. And she wouldn't see him again for a very long time. The stars they wished on together would soon be the only thing connecting them across the distance. In her room, Maya finished another drawing. Two kids under the African sky, pointing at Mars. At the bottom she wrote, No matter how far apart we are, we're always under the same sky. She had no idea how important those words would become. Los Angeles, California, 2010 Maya. Musk Richardson stood outside the Griffith Observatory at 6 in the morning. The sun was just starting to rise over Los Angeles. The big white building looked like a spaceship itself, sitting on top of the hill. She was 25 now. Her art supplies were in a worn backpack. Her portfolio was tucked under her arm. Today was her first day at her dream job. Educational display artist, her business card said. She would create pictures and displays to teach kids about space. It wasn't NASA, but it was close. It was a start. Maya walked through the empty halls of the observatory. Her footsteps echoed off the walls. Soon, these halls would be full of children asking questions about the stars. Maya would help them understand the magic of space. Her boss, Dr. Martinez, met her at the main display room. "Welcome to the team, Maya," he said. "Your artwork in the interview was incredible. We've never had someone who could make space look so real and so beautiful." Maya smiled. "I've been drawing space my whole life." "Well, now you get to share that love with thousands of kids every year." Maya's first project was a painting of Earth, as seen from the International Space Station. She worked for hours, mixing blues and greens and whites. She wanted kids to see how precious their planet looked from space. When she finished, Dr. Martinez stared at the painting for a long time. "Maya, this is amazing. It makes me want to become an astronaut just to see this view for myself." Maya felt proud. This was what she had always wanted to do. Make people fall in love with space the same way she had as a child. But at night, alone in her small apartment, Maya felt lonely. She missed having someone to share her dreams with. She missed talking about space with someone who understood. She missed Elon. Maya had followed Elon's success from far away. First PayPal, then Tesla, then SpaceX. He was actually doing it. He was building rockets. He was making their childhood dreams come true. But he was also working all the time. The news said he slept at his factories. The news said he worked 18 hours every day. Maya had tried calling him many times over the years. Sometimes his assistant would answer. Sometimes she would get voicemail. But Elon never called back. "I'm sorry, Maya," his assistant would say. "Mr. Musk is in meetings all week." Maya understood. Elon was saving the world. He was building the future. He didn't have time for phone calls about art projects, but she still hoped. Maybe when SpaceX had its first big success, Elon would remember their promise. Maybe he would call her. Maybe they could work together like they had planned. Maya's job at the observatory was going well. Her displays were popular with visitors. Kids would stand in front of her paintings and ask their parents when they could go to space. But Maya was struggling in other ways. Los Angeles was expensive. Her small salary barely paid for rent and food. She was always worried about money. The worry made it hard to sleep. The stress made her stomach hurt. Maya went to a doctor who gave her pills to help with anxiety. "Just take one when you feel overwhelmed," the doctor said. "They'll help you relax." The pills did help at first. Maya could sleep better. She could focus on her art. But slowly, she needed more pills to feel normal. 1 became 2. 2 became 3. Maya didn't realize she was developing a problem. She thought she was just managing stress. One morning, Maya woke up late. She had forgotten to set her alarm. She rushed to get ready for work, but her hands were shaking. She couldn't focus. At the observatory, Dr. Martinez called her into his office. "Maya, are you feeling okay? You've missed 3 days this month. Your last painting seemed..." Unfinished? Maya tried to explain. I've been having trouble sleeping. The pills help, but sometimes they make me groggy in the morning. Maybe you should take some time off, Dr. Martinez said gently. Get some rest. Talk to someone. Maya nodded, but she was scared. Time off meant no money. No money meant no apartment. No apartment meant she didn't want to think about it. That night, Maya decided to try reaching out to Elon one more time. SpaceX had just announced a successful rocket test. Maybe now he would have time to talk. She found his company's main number and called. SpaceX, how can I help you? Hi, I'm trying to reach Elon Musk. This is his sister, Maya. I'm sorry, Mr. Musk is not available. Would you like to leave a message? Maya had left so many messages over the years. Can you please tell him that Maya called? About the educational displays for SpaceX? I work at Griffith Observatory, and I have some ideas. I'll make sure he gets the message, the receptionist said. But Elon never called back. Maya's anxiety got worse. She missed more days at work. Her paintings became sloppy. She couldn't concentrate. Dr. Martinez had to let her go. I'm sorry, Maya. I really am. You're incredibly talented, but we need someone who can be here consistently. Maya packed up her art supplies with shaking hands. Her dream job was over. Without steady income, Maya couldn't pay rent. She moved to a smaller apartment, then an even smaller one. She sold her furniture. She sold her art supplies. The pills were the only thing that made her feel normal anymore. But pills cost money. Maya started buying cheaper pills from people who sold them illegally. These pills were stronger, more dangerous. Maya didn't care. She just wanted the worry to stop. On December 22, 2010, Maya sat in her tiny studio apartment watching the news. SpaceX had just completed its first successful mission to orbit. The rocket had launched perfectly and returned safely to Earth. On her TV screen, Elon stood at a podium giving a speech. He looked tired but happy. Behind him was a giant screen showing his rocket in space. This is just the beginning, Elon said to the reporters. We will make life multiplanetary. We will take humanity to Mars. Maya started crying. These were their dreams. The dreams they had shared under the stars in South Africa. Elon was making them real, but she wasn't part of it. Maya reached for her phone to call and congratulate him. Then she stopped. What would she say? Hi, Elon. I lost my job and I'm addicted to pills. But congratulations on reaching space? Instead, Maya whispered to her empty apartment. We did it, Elon. We really did it. She pulled out her old sketch pad and drew one more picture. Two kids looking up at a rocket in the sky. At the bottom, she wrote, Some dreams come true, even when you're not there to see them. Maya didn't know it yet, but her life was about to get much worse. The pills would take over completely. She would lose her apartment. She would end up on the streets. But on this night, watching Elon's rocket succeed, she still believed in their childhood promise. She still believed that someday, somehow, they would work together among the stars. Maya fell asleep on her couch with the TV still, playing news about SpaceX. In her dreams, she was 12 years old again, lying in the grass with her brother, pointing at Mars and making promises they both thought would last forever. She had no idea that it would be 14 more years before Elon kept his promise to bring her home, Hawthorne, California. 2019 Maya stood outside the SpaceX building, trying to fix her hair. She hadn't owned a mirror in months. Her reflection in store windows told her she looked terrible, but she hoped love would be stronger than appearances. Tonight was SpaceX's celebration party for their successful Dragon mission to the International Space Station. Maya had seen it on the news. She had watched her brother's dream become reality once again. This time, she wasn't going to watch from her couch. This time, she was going to be there. Maya had spent her last $10 on a bus ticket from downtown Los Angeles to Hawthorne. She hadn't eaten in 2 days, but that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except seeing Elon again. The security guard at the front door looked at Maya with suspicious eyes. "I'm sorry, miss. This is a private event. You need an invitation." "My brother works here," Maya said. "My brother is Elon Musk." The security guard's eyebrows went up. He looked Maya up and down. Her clothes were dirty and torn. Her shoes had holes. Her hands shook slightly from withdrawal. "Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave." "Please," Maya begged. "Just tell him Maya is here. He'll want to see me. We used to look at the stars together." The security guard was reaching for his radio when a voice called out, "Maya?" She turned around. Elon stood in the doorway, wearing an expensive suit. His hair was neat. His face was clean. He looked like he belonged in magazines. Maya looked like she belonged nowhere. "Elon," she whispered. For a moment, neither of them moved. 9 years had passed since they had last seen each other. 9 years of Maya's phone calls going unanswered. 9 years of Elon building an empire, while Maya lost everything. "Let her in, Marcus," Elon told the security guard. "She's with me." Maya followed Elon through the SpaceX building. The walls were covered with pictures of rockets and space missions. Everything was clean and white and perfect. Maya felt dirty just walking through it. Elon led her to a small conference room and closed the door. The party sounds from the main hall seemed far away. "Maya, what are you doing here?" Elon's voice was careful, controlled. "I wanted to congratulate you," Maya said. "The Dragon mission was amazing. You're really doing it. You're taking people to space." Elon sat down across from her. He looked tired. "Thank you. But Maya, you can't just show up here. This is a work event." "I know," Maya said quickly. "I'm sorry, I wanted to see you. I wanted to talk about maybe working together." Elon was quiet for a long moment. He was looking at Maya's hands, which wouldn't stop shaking. Working together how? Maya pulled out a folded piece of paper from her pocket. It was a drawing she had made on a napkin. It showed children looking up at a SpaceX rocket with wonder in their eyes. Educational. "Materials," Maya said. "Art for kids. Something to help them dream about space the way we used to dream." Elon took the napkin drawing and looked at it. For a second, Maya thought she saw something soft in his eyes. Something that remembered the boy who used to lie in the grass and point at Mars. But then the businessman came back. "Maya, look at yourself," Elon said. "Look at what you've become." The words hit Maya like a slap. "What do you mean?" "You're homeless, aren't you?" Elon said. "You're using drugs. You showed up to my work event looking like..." "Looking like what?" Maya's voice got louder. "Like someone I can't trust around my company, around my employees, around my reputation." Maya felt tears starting to form. "Elon, I'm still the same person who believed in you when nobody else did. I'm still the girl who drew pictures of your rockets before you even knew what SpaceX would be called." "No, you're not," Elon said coldly. "That girl had dreams. That girl had goals. You're just someone who wants handouts." "I don't want money," Maya said desperately. "I want to help. I want to be part of the dream we used to share." Elon stood up. Maya, I have investors to think about. I have employees depending on me. I have missions to Mars to plan. I can't have someone like you associated with my companies." "Someone like me?" Maya's voice broke. "Someone who can't take care of themselves. Someone who makes bad choices. Someone who's a liability." Maya stared at her brother. This wasn't the boy who used to protect her from bullies. This wasn't the teenager who promised they would work together someday. This was a stranger in an expensive suit. "I used to defend you," Maya said quietly. "When people said you were cold. When they said you only cared about money and fame. I used to tell them they didn't know the real Elon. I used to tell them about the boy who shared his dreams with me under the stars." Elon looked uncomfortable. "Maya." "But maybe they were right," Maya continued. "Maybe the boy I loved is gone. Maybe success killed him." "That's not fair," Elon said. "You don't understand the pressure I'm under, the responsibility." "I understand that you forgot where you came from," Maya said. "I understand that you forgot the people who believed in you first." Maya stood up and walked to the door. Then she turned back. "Do you remember what you promised me when we were kids?" Elon looked away. "Maya, we were children. Children make promises they can't keep. You promised we would work together. You promised I would be part of your space dreams. You promised you would never leave me behind." "Things change," Elon said. "People change. Dreams change." Maya nodded slowly. "You're right. Dreams do change. My dream used to be working with my brother to inspire kids about space. Now my dream is just surviving until tomorrow." She opened the door to leave, but Elon called her name. "Maya, wait. Look, I can give you some money. Help you get cleaned up. Get you into a program." Maya turned around one last time. "You still don't get it, do you? I didn't come here for money. I came here for my brother. But my brother isn't here anymore." Maya walked out of the conference room and through the SpaceX building. The party was still going on. People in expensive clothes were celebrating humanity's journey to the stars. None of them noticed the homeless woman walking past them toward the exit. Outside, Maya sat on the curb and cried. Cars drove by on their way to better places. The SpaceX building glowed behind her like a spaceship she would never be allowed to board. Maya pulled out her phone and deleted Elon's number. She threw away the napkin drawing of children looking at rockets. Some dreams were too broken to fix. Maya walked toward the bus stop, but she didn't have money for the ride back. She would have to walk the 15 miles back to downtown Los Angeles. As she walked, Maya looked up at the stars, the same stars she and Elon used to wish on together, but now they just looked cold and far away. "Goodbye, little brother," she whispered to the sky. Maya didn't know it yet, but this would be the last time she would speak Elon's name for 5 years. The next time she said it, she would be lying in a hospital bed, dying from pneumonia, asking a police detective to call the brother who had forgotten her. But tonight, Maya just walked. Away from SpaceX, away from her dreams, away from the last person in the world who had ever truly known her. The stars watched her go, but they didn't follow her home. Los Angeles, California. Present-day Elon's rental car crawled through Los Angeles traffic. Every red light felt like forever. Every minute that passed was another minute Maya was alone. In the hospital, Detective Chen had given him directions to where they found Maya. Elon needed to see it. He needed to understand how far his sister had fallen. The 405 freeway overpass looked different at night. During the day, thousands of cars drove over it without thinking about what was underneath. But now, in the darkness, Elon could see the IBD hidden world below. Dozens of tents were scattered under the concrete bridge. Shopping carts full of belongings sat next to cardboard walls. People moved like shadows in the dim light from street lamps. This was where Maya had been living. Elon parked his car and walked into the camp. The smell hit him first. Unwashed bodies, garbage, and desperation mixed together in the air. A woman with gray hair and kind eyes approached him. "You don't look like you belong here, honey," she said. "You lost?" "I'm looking for where Maya lived," Elon said. "Maya Richardson. The police found her here this morning." The woman's face changed. "Oh, you mean Stargirl? That's what we called her. She was always drawing pictures of space." Stargirl. Even here, surrounded by hopelessness, Maya had kept her connection to the stars. "Can you show me where she stayed?" Elon asked. The woman led him to a small blue tent near the edge of the camp. Yellow police tape was still wrapped around it. "She's been here about 4 months," the woman said. "Real sick lately, coughing all the time. We told her to go to the hospital, but she was scared." Scared of what? Scared they'd ask questions she couldn't answer. Scared they'd put her somewhere she couldn't get out. "A lot of us been hurt by the system before." Elon knelt down next to Maya's tent. Through a hole in the fabric, he could see inside. A sleeping bag lay on a piece of cardboard. Empty food containers were stacked in one corner, but covering every inch of the tent walls were drawings. Pictures of rockets launching into star-filled skies, images of planets and galaxies, sketches of astronauts floating in space, and in the center of it all, a faded drawing of 2 children pointing at Mars. Elon recognized his own face in that old drawing. "She talked about you sometimes," the woman said. "Said her brother was going to take people to Mars. We thought she was making it up. People here, they tell stories to make themselves feel better." "She wasn't making it up," Elon whispered. "She kept saying you'd come for her someday. When she got real sick, she'd ask us to call you, but none of us had your number." Elon felt like he couldn't breathe. Maya had been here for months, believing he would come, and he had no idea she even existed. What was she like here? Elon asked. The woman sat down on a plastic crate. "Sweetest person you ever met. When new people came to the camp, scared and alone, Maya would draw them pictures, made them feel less hopeless." She pointed to another tent nearby. "See that family over there? Their little girl was crying every night, missing her old bedroom." Maya drew her a picture of her room with rocket ships on the ceiling. "Now that little girl sleeps better." Elon looked at the family's tent. Sure enough, Maya's drawing was taped to the outside. A child's bedroom transformed into a spaceship, ready to fly to the stars. Maya didn't have much, the woman continued, but she shared what she had. Food, blankets, hope, especially hope. "Why didn't she go to a shelter?" Elon asked. "She tried. Got kicked out of 3 different ones this month, sometimes for being too sick, sometimes for not following their rules exactly right. The system isn't kind to people like Maya." Elon felt anger building in his chest. Not at the shelters, but at himself. While he was building rockets to carry people to Mars, his sister was being turned away from places that were supposed to help her. The night before they found her, she was really sick, the woman said. Fever, coughing up blood. But she stayed up all night finishing a drawing. What drawing? The woman reached into Maya's tent and pulled out a piece of cardboard. On it was a painting of a rocket ship. But this one was different. Instead of launching into space, it was coming back to Earth, landing softly, like it was coming home. At ID, the bottom, Maya had written, "Some rockets return for the people they left behind." Elon stared at the drawing until his eyes blurred with tears. "She knew you'd come," the woman said gently. "She never stopped believing." A young man approached them. He had dirty clothes, but alert eyes. "You're Maya's brother?" he asked. "The space guy?" Elon nodded. "Man, she saved my life," the young man said. "I was about to give up completely, ready to end it all. But Maya sat with me one night and drew me a picture of Earth from space. She said, 'Look how beautiful our world is. Look how small our problems are compared to the universe.'" The young man pulled a folded paper from his pocket. It was Maya's drawing of Earth, blue and perfect against the black of space. She told me that someone who loved her taught her that impossible things are just things that haven't happened yet. I'm clean now because of that picture. Because of what she said. Elon recognized his own words he had told Maya when they were children, looking up at the stars in South Africa. Maya had carried those words with her all these years. Even when she had nothing else, she had carried his words, and she had used them to save other people. "Where is she now?" the young man asked. "The hospital," Elon said. "She's going to be okay." "Good," the woman said. "Maya deserves to be okay. She's spent so long taking care of everyone else." Elon stood up slowly. Around him, the homeless camp continued its quiet nighttime routine. People were just trying to survive until morning, just like Maya had been doing. But Maya hadn't just survived. She had helped others survive too. She had brought beauty and hope to a place that had neither. Elon's phone buzzed, a text from the hospital. "Maya is awake, asking for her brother." "I have to go," Elon told the woman, "but I want to do something for this camp, for these people. Maya would want that." The woman smiled. Maya always said her brother had a good heart. Even when she was mad at you, she said you had a good heart. As Elon walked back to his car, he looked up at the sky. The city lights made it hard to see the stars, but he knew they were there. The same stars he and Maya had wished on as children. The same stars Maya had been sleeping under for 4 months, believing he would come for her. Elon drove toward the hospital with Maya's drawings on the passenger seat. For the first time in 5 years, he was going to see his sister. For the first time in his adult life, family was more important than business. The boy who had promised to take Maya to the stars was finally ready to bring her home. But first, he had to make sure she forgave him. He had to make sure it wasn't too late for second chances. Maya was awake and waiting. After 5 years of silence, they were finally going to talk again. LA General Hospital. Room 3114. Elon stood outside Maya's hospital room for 10 minutes before he found the courage to knock. His hands were shaking. He couldn't remember the last time he had felt this nervous. Through the small window in the door, he could see Maya lying in the hospital bed. She looked so small under the white sheets. Machines beeped quietly around her, monitoring her heart and breathing. She was awake, staring at the ceiling. Elon knocked softly and pushed the door open. "Maya?" She turned her head toward him. Her eyes were the same brown eyes he remembered from childhood, but they looked tired now. Older. Sadder. "You came," Maya whispered. Her voice was rough from being sick. "I'm sorry I'm late," Elon said, walking slowly into the room. "I'm sorry I'm so very late." Maya tried to sit up, but she was too weak. Elon rushed to help her, adjusting her pillows so she could see him better. I heard you were living under the bridge, Elon said. I went there. I saw your tent. Maya looked embarrassed. Not exactly the penthouse, is it? Maya, your drawings were everywhere. You turned that place into an art gallery. A small smile crossed Maya's face. Art makes everything more beautiful, even hopeless places. They sat in silence for a moment. 5 years of hurt and anger filled the space between them. Why didn't you call me sooner? Elon finally asked. Maya laughed, but it turned into a cough. I did call you. For years. Your assistant always said you were busy. I never got the messages. I know, Maya said. You were changing the world. I was just falling apart. Elon pulled his chair closer to Maya's bed. I was wrong. That night at SpaceX, I was completely wrong. Which part? Maya asked. The part where you called me a liability? Or the part where you said I wasn't the same person anymore? Elon winced. All of it. I was scared, Maya. I was so focused on not failing that I forgot what success was supposed to be for. What was it supposed to be for? For making the world better. For helping people reach their dreams. For keeping the promises I made to the people I love. Maya's eyes filled with tears. Do you remember the promise you made me when we were kids? Elon nodded. I promised we would work together. I promised you'd be part of the space dream. I waited for you, Maya said. Even when I lost everything else, I kept waiting for you to remember that promise. I never forgot it, Elon said. I just convinced myself that you were better off without me. That my world was too complicated for family. Your world was all I ever wanted to be part of, Maya said. Not the money or the fame, just the dream. The same dream we shared under the stars. Elon reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out the drawing Maya had made as a child. The one showing 2 kids pointing at Mars. Detective Chen had given it to him at the hospital. You kept this all these years, Elon said. Maya looked at the old, torn paper. It was the only thing I had left of us, of who we used to be together. Maya, I want to make you a new promise, Elon said. I'm going to help you get better. Not just your health, but your dreams too. I want you to be part of SpaceX. Maya shook her head. Elon, look at me. I'm broken. I'm addicted. I can't even take care of myself. So was I, Elon said. When I was getting bullied in school, I was broken. When Tesla almost went bankrupt, I was broken. When everyone said I was crazy for trying to land rockets, I was broken. He took Maya's hand in his. But you believed in me when no one else did. You told me that impossible things are just things that haven't happened yet. Maya started crying. I told other people that too. Under the bridge, when they wanted to give up. I know, Elon said. I met them. They told me how you saved them with your art and your words. My words that you carried with you. Your words kept me alive, Maya whispered. Then let me give you new words to live by, Elon said. Let me say that you're not broken. You're healing. You're not a liability. You're my sister. And you're not alone anymore. Maya squeezed Elon's hand weakly. What kind of work could I possibly do for SpaceX? I can barely hold a paintbrush steady. Remember when you said you wanted to help people see the beauty of space? I need someone who understands both art and dreams. I need someone who can make kids fall in love with the stars. Elon pulled out his phone and showed Maya pictures of SpaceX's latest projects. We're planning a new educational program. Art, stories, experiences that make space feel real for children. I need the girl who used to paint galaxies in her bedroom. That girl is gone, Elon. No, she's not. I saw her drawings under the bridge. I talked to the people you helped. That girl is still here. She just needs someone to believe in her again. Maya closed her eyes. I'm scared. What if I fail? What if I let you down again? You never let me down, Elon said. I let you down. I broke our promise, but promises can be fixed if both people want to fix them. Maya opened her eyes and looked at her brother. Really looked at him. Past the expensive clothes and the successful businessman. She saw the boy who used to sneak into her room to look at her space drawings. I want to try, Maya said, but I need help. Real help. Rehab. Therapy. All of it. Whatever you need, Elon said. The best doctors, the best treatment center, whatever it takes. And if I get better, if I get clean, you really want me to work with you? Maya, I've been building rockets to carry people to the stars. But I forgot that some of the most important journeys happen right here on Earth. Like the journey back to family, Maya smiled through her tears. Remember what I used to say when we were kids? No matter how far apart we are, we're always under the same sky. I remember. I kept looking at those same stars, Elon, even under the bridge, even when I had nothing. I kept looking up and hoping you'd remember me. I never stopped remembering you, Elon said. I just stopped remembering how to show it. A nurse came in to check Maya's IV. She saw Elon holding Maya's hand and smiled. She's been asking for her brother since she got here, the nurse said. She kept saying he was going to Mars and would come back for her. After the nurse left, Maya laughed softly. I told everyone you were going to Mars. They thought I was crazy. Maybe I am going to Mars someday, Elon said. But first, I'm bringing my sister home. Maya's eyes were getting heavy from the medication, but she fought to stay awake. Elon, do you think it's really possible for me to get better? To be part of your world again? Elon leaned forward and kissed Maya's forehead, just like he used to when they were children, and she had nightmares. Maya, you taught me that impossible. Things are just things that haven't happened yet. Getting you better isn't impossible. It's just something that's about to happen. As Maya drifted off to sleep, she whispered, I missed you, little brother. I missed you too, Elon whispered back. But I'm not going anywhere now. I promise. Outside, Maya's hospital window, the sun was starting to rise over Los Angeles. A new day was beginning. For the first time in 5 years, both Maya and Elon would wake up knowing they weren't alone anymore. The promise that had been broken was starting to heal. Malibu Recovery Center. 6 months later, Maya's hands shook as she tried to hold the paintbrush. It was only her 3rd week at the recovery center, and her body was still fighting her. The pills had controlled her for so long that her muscles didn't remember how to be steady. It's okay, said Dr. Sarah Williams, Maya's therapist. Your hands will remember. Give them time. Maya stared at the blank canvas in front of her. For months under the bridge, she had drawn on cardboard and napkins. Now she had real art supplies. Again, but she couldn't make her hands work. What if I can't paint anymore? Maya asked. What if the drugs took that away forever? Recovery isn't just about getting clean, Dr. Williams said. It's about remembering who you are underneath the addiction. You're still an artist, Maya. The art is still inside you. Maya tried again. This time, she managed to make a small blue mark on the canvas. It wasn't much, but it was something. The Malibu Recovery Center sat on a hill overlooking the ocean. It was the most expensive treatment facility in California. Elon had insisted on the best for Maya, even though she felt guilty about the cost. "I could get better at a cheaper place," Maya had told him during one of his visits. "Money doesn't matter," Elon had replied. "Getting you healthy matters. Getting you back to your dreams matters." Maya's room at the center was simple but comfortable. She had a bed, a desk, and a window that looked out at the sea. On her desk were art supplies and a photo of her and Elon as children, pointing at the stars. Every day at the center followed the same schedule. Morning therapy sessions, group meetings with other patients, lunch, art therapy, exercise, dinner, evening meditation, lights out at 10. The routine was hard at first. Maya's body craved the pills that had numbed her pain for so long. She would wake up sweating and shaking. Some days she couldn't eat. Some days she couldn't stop crying. "Withdrawal is like a storm," Dr. Williams explained. "It feels like it will never end, but storms always pass." Maya met other patients who were fighting their own battles. There was Jennifer, a teacher who had gotten addicted to prescription pain pills after a car accident. There was Marcus, a construction worker who had started drinking after his wife left him. There was Sophia, a college student who had used drugs to cope with anxiety. All of them were trying to find their way back to who they used to be. "What did you do before?" Jennifer asked Maya during a group session. "I was an artist," Maya said. "I painted pictures of space. I wanted to help kids dream about the stars." "That sounds beautiful," Sophia said. "What made you stop?" Maya thought about that question for a long time. "I didn't stop wanting to paint. I stopped believing I was good enough. I stopped believing I mattered." "Do you believe it now?" Marcus asked. Maya looked around at the group. These people were all fighting to get their lives back. They weren't weak or broken. They were brave. "I'm starting to," Maya said. Dr. Williams worked with Maya 3 times a week in individual therapy. They talked about Maya's childhood, her relationship with Elon, and the choices that had led her to the streets. "Why do you think you started using drugs?" Dr. Williams asked during one session. Maya had been thinking about this question for weeks. "I was lonely and scared. I felt like I had failed at everything I tried to do." "But you didn't fail," Dr. Williams pointed out. "You had a job you loved. You were helping kids learn about space. But I lost the job. I couldn't handle the pressure." Maya, having anxiety doesn't make you a failure. Getting sick doesn't make you weak. Needing help doesn't make you broken. Maya started to cry. "Then why do I feel so ashamed?" Because shame is what addiction feeds on. It tells you that you're not worth saving. But look around you. Your brother flew across the country the moment he found out you needed help. The people under the bridge still talk about how you helped them. You matter to people, Maya. Slowly, very slowly, Maya started to get better. Her hands stopped shaking so much. She could sleep through the night. She started painting again. Her first real painting at the center was of the ocean outside her window. But instead of just water, Maya painted it like a cosmic sea, with stars floating on the waves and planets rising like the sun. "It's beautiful," Dr. Williams said when Maya showed her the painting. "What does it mean to you?" "It means that beauty can exist anywhere," Maya said. "Even in dark places. Even when you think you've lost everything." Elon visited Maya every Sunday. He would drive up from Los Angeles in his car, not his private jet. He said he wanted the time to think during the drive. During his visits, they would walk around the center's gardens and talk, sometimes about the past, sometimes about the future. sometimes just about how Maya was feeling that day. The doctors. "Say you're doing really well," Elon said during one visit. "Some days are better than others," Maya admitted. "Yesterday, I couldn't stop thinking about pills. Today, I painted for 4 hours and forgot to eat lunch." "Recovery isn't a straight line," Elon said. "Neither is building rockets. I failed more times than I succeeded before SpaceX worked. But you never gave up, and neither will you. We're Musks. We don't give up on important things." Maya laughed. "Since when are we Musks? I'm technically a Richardson." "You're whatever you want to be," Elon said, "but you'll always be my sister." One day, Maya's art therapy instructor, Mrs. Chen, made an announcement to the class. "Next week, we're going to have some special visitors," she said. "A group of children from the local elementary school are coming to see your artwork. They want to learn about how art helps people heal." Maya felt nervous and excited at the same time. She hadn't talked to children about art in years. "What if I say something wrong?" Maya asked Dr. Williams. "What if you say something right?" Dr. Williams replied. "Maya, you've been helping people see beauty and hope your whole life. These children need that." Maya spent the week preparing. She painted several new pictures showing different emotions. Sadness as a gray storm cloud, happiness as a golden sunrise, fear as a dark cave with a small light at the end. When the children arrived, Maya was surprised by how interested they were in her paintings. "Why did you paint the cave with light in it?" asked a little girl named Emma. "Because even in the darkest places, there's always a little bit of light," Maya said. "Sometimes you have to look hard to find it, but it's there." "Are you sad?" asked a boy named Carlos. Maya thought about how to answer honestly, but hopefully. "Sometimes I am sad, but I paint pictures to help me remember the beautiful things in me life, like stars and oceans and friends. Can you teach us to paint stars?" Emma asked. Maya looked at Mrs. Chen, who nodded with a smile. For the next hour, Maya helped the children paint their own star-filled skies. She showed them how to blend colors and how to make stars that looked like they were really shining. "You're a really good teacher," Carlos told Maya as he painted a rocket ship flying toward his stars. "Thank you," Maya said. "You're a really good artist." After the children left, Maya sat in her room looking at the paintings they had made together. Simple pictures of stars and rockets and dreams, just like the pictures she used to draw with Elon when they were young. That night, Maya called Elon. "How are you feeling?" he asked. "Hopeful," Maya said. "For the first time in years, I feel hopeful." "Why?" "I taught some kids to paint today. They reminded me why I love art. It's not about being perfect. It's about sharing wonder with other people." "That sounds like the Maya I remember," Elon said. "I think she's coming back," Maya said, slowly. "But she's coming back." "I'm proud of you," Elon said. "Every single day I'm proud of you." As Maya went to sleep that night, she looked out her window at the real stars shining over the ocean. They looked brighter than they had in years. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. Recovery was hard work that never really ended. But tonight, Maya felt like herself again. Tonight, she remembered what it felt like to help other people dream. The girl who used to paint galaxies was finding her way home to the stars. Hawthorne, California. 1 year later, Maya stood outside her small apartment building, holding the keys in her shaking hand. Not from withdrawal this time, but from nervousness. After 8 months in recovery and 4 months in a halfway house, she finally had her own place again. The apartment was tiny, just one room with a kitchenette and a bathroom. But it had a big window that faced east, so Maya could watch the sunrise every morning. And it was only 10 minutes from SpaceX headquarters. Elon had wanted to get her a bigger place, but Maya had said no. "I need to do this myself," she had told him. "I need to prove to myself that I can take care of my own life." Maya unlocked the door and stepped inside. The apartment was empty, except for a small table, a bed, and an easel that Elon had bought for her. On the table was a welcome note from her brother and a small cactus plant. "Every journey starts with a single step," the note said. "Welcome home, Maya." Maya put her few belongings away: clean clothes, art supplies, the photo of her and Elon as children, a notebook full of drawings she had made in recovery, and a certificate from the treatment center that said she had completed the program. She was 8 months clean now. Some days were still hard, but she had learned to call Dr. Williams or go to support group meetings when she felt tempted. She had learned that asking for help wasn't giving up. It was being smart. Maya made herself a cup of tea and sat by the window. Tomorrow was her first day working with SpaceX's new educational program. She was nervous and excited at the same time. The next morning, Maya walked through the SpaceX building for the second time in her life. The last time she had been here, security had almost thrown her out. Now, she had a badge with her name on it and a small office with her title on the door: Educational Art Director. "Maya!" Elon appeared in the hallway, smiling widely. "Ready for your first day?" "As ready as I can be," Maya said. "I'm still not sure I'm qualified for this job." "You're the most qualified person I know," Elon said. "You understand both the technical side of space exploration and the emotional side of dreaming big." Elon led Maya to a conference room where 5 other people were waiting. These were the team members for the Dreams of Tomorrow educational program. "Everyone, this is Maya Richardson, our new educational art director," Elon said. "Maya, meet your team." There was Dr. James Park, an aerospace engineer who specialized in explaining complex topics to children. Lisa Santos, a former teacher who designed educational programs. Mike Chen, a video producer who made documentaries about science. Sarah Kim, a graphic designer. And Maria Gonzalez, a child psychologist who studied how kids learn. "We're so excited to work with you," Lisa said. "Elon showed us some of your artwork from the Recovery Center. It's incredible how you make space feel both real and magical." Maya felt her cheeks get warm. "Thank you. I'm excited to be here." Dr. Park spread some papers across the conference table. "Here's what we're working on. We want to create art, videos, and interactive displays that will travel to schools across the country. The goal is to inspire kids to study science and dream about space exploration." "What's my role exactly?" Maya asked. "You're going to create the visual heart of the program," Elon said. "Paintings, drawings, and designs that make kids fall in love with the idea of exploring the universe." Maya looked at the papers on the table. They were full of technical diagrams and educational goals. Important stuff, but not very inspiring. "Can I show you something?" Maya asked. She pulled out her notebook and opened it to a drawing she had made in recovery. It showed a little girl standing on Earth, looking up at the stars. But in the reflection of her eyes, you could see Mars and rocket ships and space stations. "This is what I think space education should feel like," Maya said. "Not just facts about gravity and rocket fuel, but wonder, hope, the feeling that anything is possible." The team stared at the drawing. "That's exactly what we need," Dr. Park said. "I can explain how rockets work, but you can make kids want to build rockets." "So, where do we start?" Maya asked. Lisa pulled out a list of schools that had requested visits from the educational program. We have our first school visit in 2 weeks. Lincoln Elementary in East LA. 400 kids, ages 5 to 11. Maya felt excited and terrified at the same time. 400 kids. What if she said something wrong? What if her artwork wasn't good enough? I'll need to create something special for them, Maya said. Something that shows them their dreams matter. For the next 2 weeks, Maya worked harder than she had in years. She created a series of paintings that told the story of space exploration. But instead of focusing on rockets and technology, she focused on the people who dared to dream big. 1. Painting showed a young Katherine Johnson solving math problems that would help astronauts reach the moon. Another showed a little boy who dreamed of building rockets and grew up to be Elon Musk. A third showed a group of children from all different backgrounds, pointing at the stars and imagining their futures among them. The day of the school visit, Maya was so nervous she could barely eat breakfast. What if the kids didn't like her artwork? What if she forgot what to say? When the SpaceX team arrived at Lincoln Elementary, Maya was amazed by how excited the children were. They had made their own drawings of rockets and space stations to show the visitors. "Are you really from SpaceX?" asked a little girl named Sophia. "Do you know how to build rockets?" "I don't build rockets," Maya said, kneeling down to Sophia's level. "But I paint pictures of the dreams that become rockets." Maya set up her paintings in the school's auditorium. As the children gathered around, she could see their eyes getting wide with wonder. Who here has ever looked up at the stars and wondered, "What's out there?" Maya asked. Almost every hand went up. "Good," Maya said, "because wondering is the first step to exploring. Every astronaut, every scientist, every person who has ever done something amazing started by wondering." Maya pointed to her painting of Katherine Johnson. This lady wondered if her math could help people fly to the moon. And it did. She pointed to the painting of young Elon. This boy wondered if he could build rockets that would take people to Mars. And now he's doing it. Then Maya pointed to the painting of the diverse group of children. And these kids wondered if they could be part of space exploration too. Just like you can be. A boy named Carlos raised his hand. "But I'm not good at math. Can I still work with rockets?" "I'm not good at math either," Maya said, "but I'm good at art. Space exploration needs all kinds of people. Scientists, engineers, artists, teachers, dreamers. There's a place for everyone." Maya spent the next hour helping the children create their own space-themed artwork. She showed them how to paint galaxies with cotton swabs and how to draw rockets that looked like they were really flying. "Remember," Maya told them as they painted, "your dreams are not too big. They're just waiting for you to grow into them." At the end of the visit, Sophia tugged on Maya's sleeve. "Miss Maya, were you ever scared that your dreams wouldn't come true?" Maya thought about this question carefully. "Yes, I was. Sometimes I was so scared that I gave up on my dreams for a while. But then I learned something important." "What?" "Dreams don't disappear just because you stop believing in them for a while. They wait for you to come back to them." Sophia smiled. "I'm going to remember that." On the drive back to SpaceX, Maya felt something she hadn't felt in years. She felt useful. She felt like she was making a difference. "How do you think it went?" Dr. Park asked. "I think we planted some seeds today," Maya said. "Seeds that might grow into something amazing." Elon, who had watched the presentation from the back of the auditorium, was quiet for most of the drive. Finally, he spoke. "Maya, do you know what you did in there? I hope I inspired some kids to dream big." You did more than that, Elon said. You reminded me why we do this work. It's not just about getting to Mars. It's about giving people hope, giving them permission to imagine impossible things. Maya looked out the car window at the sky. Somewhere up there, past the clouds and the atmosphere, was the space station where astronauts were living their dreams. Somewhere beyond that was Mars, waiting for the first human visitors. But right here on Earth, in a small elementary school in East LA, 400 children were going home with new dreams in their hearts. Dreams that Maya had helped plant. Thank you for giving me this chance, Maya said to Elon. Thank you for taking it, Elon replied. The girl who used to dream about working for NASA is finally working for something even better. She's working for the future. That night, Maya sat in her small apartment, working on a new painting. This one showed the Earth surrounded by a network of golden lines, connecting every child who had ever looked up at the stars and wondered what was possible. At the bottom of the painting, she wrote, "Dreams have no expiration date." Maya was finally home among the stars, not as an astronaut, but as something equally important, as someone who helped other people reach for the stars too. Elon's house, Austin, Texas. 6 months later, Maya sat at Elon's kitchen table, nervously turning her coffee cup in circles. Through the big windows, she could see the Texas sky stretching endlessly toward the horizon. It reminded her of the South African skies they used to stargaze under as children. Elon was cooking dinner, something he had started doing whenever Maya visited. He said it helped him relax after long days at work. "How's the new school program going?" Elon asked, stirring pasta sauce. "Really well," Maya said. "We've visited 43 schools in the past 6 months. The kids love the interactive art, stations. And how are you feeling?" "Really feeling." Maya took a deep breath. This was the conversation she had been avoiding for months. The conversation she knew she needed to have. "Elon, sit down. I need to tell you something important." Elon turned off the stove and sat across from Maya. He could see something serious in her eyes. "What is it?" Maya pulled a folded paper from her purse. It was old and worn, like she had carried it for a long time. "Do you remember that night in 2019, when I came to the SpaceX event and we had that terrible fight?" Elon's face changed. "Maya, we don't need to talk about that anymore. We've moved past it." "No, we haven't," Maya said firmly. "Because you don't know the real reason I came that night." Maya unfolded the paper. It was a medical report dated 3 days before her visit to SpaceX. "I didn't come to ask for money," Maya said quietly. "I didn't even come to ask for a job." Elon looked at the medical report. The words at the top made his stomach drop. "Huntington's disease. Positive diagnosis." "Maya, what is this?" "It's a genetic brain condition," Maya said, her voice steady, but sad. "It affects movement, thinking, and emotions. It's what killed my biological father when I was 7. I never told you or anyone else because I was scared." Elon stared at the paper, trying to understand. "When did you find out?" 3 days before I came to see you in 2019. I had been having symptoms for months. Mood swings, trouble concentrating, hand tremors. I thought it was just stress from being homeless. But when I finally got tested at a free clinic, Maya's voice broke slightly. The doctor said I probably had 10 to 15 good years left before the condition gets really bad. Elon felt like the room was spinning. "Why didn't you tell me that night?" "I tried to," Maya said. "But you were so angry about how I looked, about me being there. You called me a liability before I could explain." Maya reached into her purse again and pulled. out something wrapped in tissue paper. She unfolded it carefully to reveal a small canvas painting. It was a portrait of Elon and Maya as children, lying in the grass and pointing at the stars. The colors were soft and beautiful, and every detail was perfect. At the bottom, in Maya's careful handwriting, were the words, "For my brother, who taught me that impossible things are just things that haven't happened yet." "I painted this right before I lost my apartment," Maya said. "It took me 3 months to finish. I wanted to give it to you that night." Elon reached for the painting with shaking hands. "Maya, but after our fight, after you said those things, I threw it in a dumpster behind the SpaceX building. I was so hurt and angry. How do you have it now?" Maya smiled sadly. "I went back the next morning and dug through the trash until I found it. I couldn't throw away the only good memory I had left of us." Elon stared at the painting, then at his sister. Everything about that night looked different now. Maya hadn't come as a desperate addict looking for help. She had come as a dying sister, wanting to share her remaining time with her brother. "Maya, I'm so sorry. If I had known..." "You weren't supposed to know," Maya said. "I came that night to tell you about the diagnosis, yes, but mostly I came to give you that painting and to say goodbye." "Goodbye?" Maya nodded. "I thought you were too busy and important to want a sick sister around. I thought I would just give you the painting, tell you I loved you, and disappear from your life forever." Elon felt tears starting to form. "But I ruined even that. When you rejected me that night, I thought it confirmed everything I believed about myself. That I was worthless. That I was better off dead." Maya took a sip of her coffee, gathering strength to continue. "The next few years were the darkest of my life. Not just because of the homelessness and addiction, but because I thought my own brother found me too disgusting to love." "Maya, stop, please. I need you to understand," Maya said gently. "When I was living under that bridge, dying from pneumonia, I kept thinking about that night, about how I had wanted to spend my remaining good years working with you, creating something beautiful together." Maya pointed to the painting. "This little girl and boy in the picture, they believed they would always be together. They believed their dreams would connect them forever, no matter what." Elon was crying now. "They were right. They are right. But here's what I learned, Elon. Even when I thought you hated me, even when I had lost everything, I kept using the words you taught me to help other people. I kept painting pictures of hope. I kept believing that impossible things could happen." Maya reached across the table and took Elon's hand. "That night in 2019, I was going to tell you I was dying. Today, I'm telling you I'm living. Really living. For the first time in years." "How long do we have?" Elon asked. "How many good years?" "The doctors aren't sure. The disease progresses differently for everyone. Maybe 5 years, maybe 15, maybe longer with new treatments." Maya squeezed his hand. "But Elon, I'm not telling you this to make you sad. I'm telling you because I want you to know why our work together means so much to me." "What do you mean?" "Every child we inspire, every school we visit, every dream we plant, that's my legacy. When the disease finally takes away my ability to paint or speak or think clearly, those kids will still be out there, reaching for the stars because we showed them how." Elon wiped his eyes with his free hand. "Maya, we're going to fight this. The best doctors, experimental treatments, whatever it takes." "We will," Maya said. "But we're also going to live. We're going to make every day count." Maya stood up and walked to the window. The sun was setting over the Texas landscape, painting the sky in brilliant colors. "Do you know what I've realized?" Maya said. "I spent so many years being afraid of dying that I forgot to live. But working with those children, seeing their faces light up when they imagine themselves as astronauts or scientists, that's living." Elon joined her at the window. "I should have been there for you sooner." "You're here now," Maya said. "That's what matters." They stood together, watching the first stars appear in the darkening sky. The same stars they had wished on as children in Evicted, South Africa. "Maya, can I ask you something?" "Anything." "That night Detective Chen called me. She said you kept asking about a promise about Mars." "What did you mean?" Maya smiled. "Remember when we were kids, and you promised we would work together to take people to the stars?" "Yes." "I wasn't asking you to take me to Mars, Elon. I was asking you to remember that the promise was never about the destination. It was about the journey, about dreaming together." Elon put his arm around his sister. "We're keeping that promise now." "Yes, we are," Maya said. "And we're going to keep it for as long as we can." Outside, the stars grew brighter. Somewhere among them was Mars, waiting for the first human explorers. But here on Earth, in a kitchen, in Texas, two siblings who had found their way back to each other were making plans for the time they had left. Maya's secret was finally shared. The burden she had carried alone for 5 years was now carried by two people who loved each other. They had work to do, dreams to inspire, stars to reach for together. And for the first time since her diagnosis, Maya felt like time was on their side. Not because she had more of it than she thought, but because they were finally using it for what mattered most. For family, for dreams, for the promise they had made under African stars so many years ago. The secret was out, but the story was just beginning. Kennedy Space Center, Florida. 6 months later, Maya stood on the observation deck at Kennedy Space Center, watching the SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket on the launch pad. In 3 hours, it would carry the largest educational payload in space history toward the International Space Station. Hidden among the scientific equipment and supplies was a small, specially designed capsule. Inside that capsule were hundreds of drawings and paintings from children across America, along with letters about their space dreams. And tucked carefully in the center was Maya's recreated childhood painting of two kids pointing at Mars. "Nervous?" Elon asked, joining Maya at the viewing window. "Excited," Maya said. "I can't believe we're really doing this." The past 6 months had been the most meaningful of Maya's life. The Dreams of Tomorrow program had visited over 200 schools. Maya and her team had inspired thousands of children to look up at the stars and imagine themselves among them. Maya's health had remained stable. The medication was helping slow the progression of her condition. Some days were harder than others, but she had learned to celebrate the good days and accept the difficult ones. "Dr. Williams called this morning," Maya said. "She wanted to know if I was ready for today." "Are you?" Maya smiled. "I told her I've been ready for this my whole life." The launch viewing area began filling with special guests. Children from some of the schools Maya had visited were there with their families. Teachers, astronauts, and SpaceX employees gathered to watch their dreams literally take flight. Maya spotted Sophia, the little girl from Lincoln Elementary, who had asked if dreams could come true. Sophia was now 8 years old and wanted to be an astronaut when she grew up. "Miss Maya." Sophia ran over and hugged Maya tightly. "Is my drawing really going to space?" "It really is," Maya said. Your picture of Earth surrounded by rainbow stars is going to float in zero gravity. Will the astronauts see it? They will, and they'll know that a brave little girl in Los Angeles is dreaming of joining them someday. Sophia beamed. My mom says you're sick, but you don't look sick. Maya knelt down to Sophia's level. Sometimes people are sick in ways you can't see. But do you know what I learned? What? Being sick doesn't mean you can't do important things. It just means you have to be smart about how you use your time. Is that why you help kids like me dream about space? Maya felt tears forming in her eyes. Yes, sweetheart, that's exactly why. As launch time approached, Maya found herself thinking about the journey that had brought her here. 5 years ago, she had been living under a bridge, convinced she was worthless. Today, she was watching her life's work blast off into space. Elon appeared beside her again. Maya, I have something for you. He handed her a small velvet box. Elon, you don't need to give me gifts. Open it. Inside the box was a pendant shaped like a star. But it wasn't just any star. It was made from a piece of meteorite that had come from space. This meteorite is older than Earth, Elon said. It traveled through space for millions of years before landing here. Just like you. You traveled through darkness for years before finding your way home to the stars. Maya put on the necklace with shaking hands. It's beautiful. There's an inscription on the back. Maya turned the pendant over. In tiny letters, it read, Some rockets return for the people they left behind. You remembered, Maya whispered. I remember everything now, Elon said. Every drawing you made, every time you believed in me when nobody else did. Every moment I should have been there and wasn't. The countdown began over the loudspeakers. 10 minutes to launch. Maya and Elon joined the crowd of children and families on the observations deck. Maya looked at all the young faces around her, eyes bright with wonder and possibility. T-minus 5 minutes and counting. A boy named Marcus, one of Maya's students from Phoenix, tugged on her sleeve. Miss Maya, what happens to our drawings up there? They become part of something bigger, Maya said. They join the astronauts who are living our dreams right now. And someday, when you're old enough to become astronauts yourselves, you'll remember that your dreams were already up there, waiting for you. T-minus 1 minute. The crowd grew quiet. Maya felt Elon take her hand. Thank you, he whispered. For what? For teaching me what success really means. It's not about building the biggest rockets or making the most money. It's about lifting other people up with you. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. The Falcon Heavy rocket erupted in brilliant flame and smoke. Slowly, majestically, it rose from the launch pad, carrying its precious cargo toward the stars. Maya watched through tears as the rocket climbed higher and higher, becoming a bright point of light against the blue Florida sky. Our dreams are really going to space, Sophia said in wonder. Yes, they are, Maya said. And they're going to stay up there, inspiring astronauts and reminding them why exploration matters. As the rocket disappeared from view, the crowd erupted in cheers and applause. Children jumped up and down, parents wiped away tears, and everyone felt connected to something magnificent. Later, as the crowd dispersed, Maya and Elon walked along the beach near the Space Center. The sun was setting over the Atlantic Ocean, painting the sky in brilliant oranges and purples. How are you feeling? Elon asked. Complete, Maya said. For the first time in my adult life, I feel complete. They sat on a piece of driftwood and watched the waves roll in. Maya, I need to tell you something, Elon said. The doctors I've been talking to, the ones researching treatments for Huntington's disease. Elon, we've talked about this. I'm not interested in experimental treatments that might not work. Just listen. There's a new gene therapy trial starting next year. It's not a cure, but it might slow the progression significantly, maybe even stop it. Maya was quiet for a long moment. And if it doesn't work? Then we keep doing what we're doing. We keep inspiring kids. We keep living every day like it matters. Because it does matter, Maya said. It does. But Maya, I want you to have every possible chance to see those kids grow up and become the astronauts and scientists and dreamers you inspired. Maya picked up a handful of sand and let it run through her fingers. You know what convinced me to keep fighting when I was at my lowest point? What? Remembering something you told me when we were kids. You said that impossible things are just things that haven't happened yet. Maya looked at her brother. Maybe beating this disease is just something that hasn't happened yet. Maybe it is. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the stars begin to appear in the darkening sky. Somewhere up there, moving at 17,000 miles per hour, was the International Space Station, carrying their dreams and the dreams of hundreds of children. Do you think the kids understand how important today was? Elon asked. I think they understand that someone believed their dreams were worth sending to space, Maya said. And sometimes, that's all a person needs. Maya's phone buzzed with a text message. It was a photo from Sophia's mother, showing Sophia asleep in the car. On the way home, still clutching a picture she had drawn of the rocket launch. Look, Maya showed Elon the photo. She's going to remember this day for the rest of her life, Elon said. And when she becomes an astronaut, she'll remember that her dreams were already up there, waiting for her. Maya stood up and brushed the sand off her clothes. Ready to go home? Where's home for you now? Elon asked. Maya thought about this question. 6 months ago, home had been her tiny apartment in Hawthorne. A year ago, home had been a tent under a freeway bridge. 2 years ago, home had been nowhere at all. Home is wherever we're working together, Maya said. Fight it. Home is wherever we're helping kids reach for the stars. As they walked back toward the parking lot, Maya looked up one more time at the night sky. The rocket was long gone, but the stars remained, distant and beautiful and full of promise. Tomorrow, she would start planning the next school visit. Next week, she would begin working on a new series of paintings showing what Mars might look like when humans first arrive. Next month, she would meet with doctors about the new treatment trial. But tonight, Maya just wanted to remember this moment. The moment when hundreds of children's dreams joined the astronauts floating high above Earth. The moment when impossible things became possible. The moment when love looked exactly like a rocket carrying hope to the stars. One more thing, Elon said as they reached the car. What? Remember that promise I made you when we were kids about working together to reach the stars? I remember. I just realized we kept it. We didn't take people to Mars, but we sent their dreams there. And sometimes, dreams are more important than people. Maya smiled. Dreams are how people become, more than they thought possible. Exactly. And that's what love really looks like. Not just caring about someone, but helping them become the person they were meant to be. As they drove away from Kennedy Space Center, Maya watched the launch pad disappear in the rearview mirror. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new children to inspire, new dreams to nurture. But tonight had been perfect. Tonight, the girl who used to paint galaxies in her bedroom had helped send real dreams to real astronauts in real space. The promise was kept. The dreams were launched. And love, Maya realized, looked exactly like this. Two people who had found their way back to each other, working together to light up the sky with possibility. We'd love to know where you're listening from. Drop a comment below and tell us which city or country you're in. It's amazing to connect with people from all around the world who believe in the power of family and second chances. If this story touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who need to hear messages of hope and healing. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for many more inspiring stories like this one. We share real tales of courage, forgiveness, and the incredible things that happen when people choose love over everything else. And here's the most important part. Please share this video with your friends and family. Stories like Maya and Elon's remind us all that it's never too late to reach out to someone we love. You never know who might need to hear that impossible things are just things that haven't happened yet. Thank you for listening, and remember, the most important journeys aren't to distant stars, but back to the people who matter most. Until next time, keep spreading kindness and never stop believing in second chances.